Guys, good morning. I'm audible. Screen is visible. Hello. Okay. Guys, you all done? Like creating an EC2 instance through the Linux server and Windows server. Have we done? Have we done that kind of hands-on? Or still not it? Will you able to connect your EC2 instance? Can you quickly confirm? Have we done or not? No one is replying. It means that you didn't complete. Guys, no one is connecting to your EC2 instance with help of Linux or Windows. Have we done or not? Guys, confirm. It is morning, guys. Just to confirm. Tried but not did. Prashant, you have tried. Tried means what? You guys are able to connect your EC2 instance with help of Linux or Windows or not? What about Naveen? What about Irfan? Raghavendra? Sharanya? Marshall? You guys tried, sir, but error establishing SSH connect to your instance, sir. Done. Uh-huh. Tried. Mhm.
Done. Hello.
Why you are not getting the final results? I'm sharing the recording. Huh? Then if you are facing an issue, you have to let me know, right? You have to tell me at least in the chat box or in the WhatsApp. Thereby, I can help you
Hello.
out, right? Why you are not able to connect. I can give you
Hello.
the solution. Tell me. Maybe I will make you as a host. Um, you guys can share the screen and show me where you are getting an error. We can see who can I make as a host. Jaya, have you done? Done with Linux. Okay. Okay. Dinesh Kumar, what about you? Dinesh Kumar, what about you? Have you created your EC2 instance? Done. Okay. Super. Irfan, Irfan, both done. Sharanya, both done. Irfan, what about Irfan? whether you guys can able to create an EC2 or not. Suppose if you are not able to create, take the photo and give it in the WhatsApp, maybe privately or put it in group. I will help you. Fine. Can you guys talk now? Let me check whether your audio is working or not. Can you talk?
Can you hear me? Hello. Good morning.
Can you try now?
Yeah. Can you hear me? No.
Sir,
Hello. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, yes. Hello.
Yeah. Maybe for us, we are able to hear the conversation, but maybe Dinesh is not able to hear. Mr. Dinesh?
Hello. Okay. Hello.
Yes, can you confirm? Am I audible now? Hello. 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 Guys, I'm audible. Can you unmute and confirm? No, you just
Yeah.
confirm.
yes, sir.
Okay, I can able to hear you now. So is that my voice is also clear?
Yes. Yes. It's very clear, Mr. Dinesh.
Clear, sir.
Hello guys, I'm audible now? Hello.
Yes, Mr. Dinesh, we can hear you. You're audible.
Audible, sir.
Can you hear us?
Okay. I'm not able to hear you, but you are saying like you guys can able to hear me. So let me proceed. Okay, fine. So tomorrow maybe let me check with my laptop, and I don't know why it is not working. So otherwise I can go with I can go with another laptop. Okay, fine. So can you confirm is that my screen is also visible? Will you able to see my notepad? Fine. So today we will talk about the storage, guys. We'll talk about storage. We already covered, right, how to create the EC2 instance for the Linux machine, for the Windows machine. We already completed. Now this is the time to understand different storage part in your AWS. Different storage part in your AWS. Now let me open my AWS management console, aws.amazon.com. And I can click on sign into console. And here I have to give my user ID and password.
ಚಸ್ಮಾ ಮನೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದೆ.
So I can give the user ID. Say this is my username, root email address, and the password. I can keep here and plus sign. This is the management console I have. So now let me create one EC2 instance. And I can see the virtual server and click on this. After that, I can able to launch the instance, right? Click on these instances and click on a launch instance. Now, you have to fill a series of steps, right? The first step, I have to give the machine name, the server name, the unique name that I need to give. Say this is my Linux virtual server. And then you have to select the AMI, Amazon machine image. It is the software part of your system, right? Of your service, of your server. It is a software part. Along with the, when I say software part, you have to select an operating system along with the pre-installed software. What is the operating system? With the pre-installed software that you require, that you need to select through the Amazon machine image. So I will go with this Linux distribution and then come below. And the third step, the instance type. Instance type. But guys, when you see the instance type, right, can you see something here? On-demand Linux pricing, on-demand Windows pricing. Like that, you can see some pricing, right? So maybe today we will see the instance, the pricing, whatever the EC2 that you are buying, right? For that instance, yeah, we have different pricing options, guys. We have a different pricing options are available in EC2. Multiple pricing option, you can see it in your EC2. When you buy a EC2 instance, there is a pricing option. What are they? The first pricing in EC2, we have one is on-demand pricing. On-demand pricing. This is the first pricing option. The second one, we have a reserved instance. We have a reserved pricing. Reserved pricing. The third one, we also have the spot pricing, spot instances. We can call spot instances. Spot instances. Along with that, we also have dedicated host. We have another pricing option in your EC2, which is dedicated host. So we have a many pricing option, guys. On demand, reserved instance, spot instance, and dedicated host. Dedicated host. That and all different pricing option in your AWS cloud. In your AWS cloud. Now, what is this on demand? What is this reserved? What is this spot? What is this dedicated? What are the different EC2 pricing? Right? One by one we'll discuss. For that, first we will try to understand what is on demand pricing. What is an on demand pricing? See guys, if you select Guys, I'm audible? Sorry, I got disconnected. I'm audible? Okay. Sorry. Okay. Let me start from the beginning once again. So what I mean, in AWS, we have a different pricing option. We have a different, the pricing options of your instance, What are the different pricing options are available? The first pricing option is an on-demand pricing. On-demand pricing. Now the question is, what is mean by on-demand pricing? Guys, with on-demand pricing, here we will pay the money, guys, based on how much you are taking out, how much the configuration part, what is the hardware configuration, or simply I can say the compute capacity. What I can say, the compute capacity. What is the expected compute capacity that you have to pay? By the hour or second. See, suppose you are working for some client and you are asking to, they are asking, right, asking you to work with this particular application for the 2 months or 3 months, like that they are saying. Now, immediately, you are going to work for that particular application only 2 months or 3 months, or maybe only 1 week, like that you can consider. This time, what kind of pricing option you have to select in AWS? You have to go for on-demand pricing. On-demand instances you have to select. When you go with the on-demand instances, in that situation, in that time, whatever the cost AWS is selling, you have to pay that particular money on the basis of hour and second, and you have to buy the compute capacity without any long-term commitment or upfront payments. Remember, in on-demand pricing, you will not do any long-term commitments. You don't have any long-term commitments. Or any upfront, the full upfront that you owe, definitely you no paying the money. You won't pay the money. Upfront payments. When you go with the on-demand pricing. So when I should go for on-demand pricing? Whenever if you are utilizing any services from your AWS, which is short time, consider like you are going to work only for a week, or you are going to utilize the AWS services only for a month. Suddenly you got maybe unpredictable workload, unpredictable workloads, or maybe I need to test the environment, testing the maybe a development, or I need to test development or a QA environment. In that case and all, if you need a service from the AWS, that time I didn't predict, right? I don't know, right? So in that case and all, it is better to go for what? On-demand pricing. On-demand means very simple. That time, based on the situation, you need some service from the AWS. In that case, you can pay the money. Suppose I'm shifting from here to Chennai, but so far I don't have any house in the Chennai. But for the next 3 days, I need to what? I need to stay in Chennai. What I can do, I can book the hotel, right? I can book the room from the hotel or any lodge, right? Or go you somewhere. I can book the room, right? So that's something but on demand. That time you will directly reach out to the particular restaurant and you will ask what is the cost. He will tell you like 4,000, 5,000 you have to pay for a day. Yeah, I can pay it and I can stay. That's nothing but on demand pricing. You will not go to Chennai and you will not buy the land and you won't construct the building, because anyway I'm going to stay only a week, right? Only a 10 days or 15 days I'm going to stay there. So why should I buy the land? Why should I construct the building? Not like that, right? So in the same time, the same way in AWS also you can able to opt the service. Suppose if you want one instance, but consider like So I'm going to use this instance only for a week. So which pricing option you can go for? You can go for on-demand pricing. So here you don't have any long-term commitment with respect to AWS, and you will not pay the complete amount to the AWS. Whatever that you are using, based on that you have to use it. Based on that you have to pay. That's nothing but on-demand pricing. Are you clear guys? What is on-demand pricing? Yes or no? Yes, no. So on-demand pricing, you will go for only when you have short-time requirement from the AWS. Short-time requirement. Whenever if you are getting any unpredictable workloads. Here we don't have any long-term commitment with the AWS. The second pricing option is very, very important, reserved instance. Reserved instance. We already know what is on-demand instance. Now what is reserved instance? The pricing option of your EC2, which is reserved instance. Reserved instance, if you opt for reserved instance, you will get more discount, guys. When you opt for your reserved instance, you will get more discount. How much discount I can get? You can get 70% discount of your EC2, of 70% discount on your on-demand pricing. And compared to your on-demand pricing, you will get 70% discount. Reserved instance. When I say reserved instance means what? Same. Consider like next to 1 year, you are going to work for your client. Next to 1 year, you are going to work for your client in AWS cloud. In that case, you need the AWS services and all, right? It is clear, right? 1 year you are going to work. In that case, what I can do? I can reserve it. If you go with the AWS and you are saying, right, hey, I will use your services for next 1 year. Next 1 year. Then what is the time? What is the time they are giving? They are giving, right, 1 to 3 years. Suppose 1 to 3 years. If you want to reserve any instance, 1 to 3 years. If you want to reserve any instance, you can able to reserve it from the AWS cloud, but you will get more discount. Suppose I will tell you one example. Zoom, maybe a pricing. I will go for Zoom pricing and click on this. So here we have a Zoom, right? We have a variety of pricing models. See, if we go with the Pro, it is saying, right, 13,200 per year. 13,200 per year. But if you go with the monthly, no, I will lose 2,400 rupees. If you go with the yearly, you can able to save 2,400 rupees. What I need to do? I have to pay 13,200 right now. Thereby I can able to use it next to 1 year. But if I pay month by month, what will happen? The total cost is 2,400. 13,200 plus 2,400, which is more like, say, 13,200 plus 2,400, 15,600. If you are paying your money month by month, so divided by 12, maybe I can put how much I have to pay. Every month I have to pay 1,300. But if I opt for per year basis, then I can save 2,400. I have to pay only 13,200. In the same way, if you go with the business value, if we go with another feature from the Zoom, there is a one more flavor is 18,000 per year. But if you pay month by month, then what is the amount you have to pay? 18,000, and along with the 3,600 divided by 12, 1,800 rupees I have to, right? Leave it. So why I'm saying this one? The same way in AWS also, when you buy your instance, if you go with the on-demand pricing, you are paying something. But the reserved instance is nothing but next to 1 year to 3 year, only this duration, guys. Either 1 year or 2 year or 3 year. If you want to opt that particular instance, if you want to book that instance, kind of a booking, pre-booking. If you want to do the pre-booking, you will get more offers. Up to 70% discount you will get it if you go with the reserved instance. But when you will go for reserved instance, whenever you have some long-term commitment, like 1 to 3 years. 1 to 3 years, if you have a commitment, you can go for. And in that itself, guys, we have different pay option also. You have a pay options, multiple pay options they have given. What are they? So the first pay option, they have the full upfront. When you say full upfront, you have to pay the entire amount. When you pay the entire amount, you will get, highest discount, guys. You will get highest discount. When you pay the full upfront. Suppose they are telling like, hey, can you pay 50,000? Yeah, if you pay 50,000, next 2 years, next 2 years, say suppose you have opt for reserved instance. The on-demand pricing is 1,000 rupees. On-demand pricing is 1,000 rupees. But if you go with your reserved instance, you will get the 70%, right? Then only 300 rupees you are going to pay. 300 rupees you are going to pay. But if you go with the full upfront, right, you will get maybe somewhat discount also. Say suppose you can pay only a 250 rupees, like that. So full upfront means in a single shot you can pay full amount. When you pay the full amount, they will give you another discount also. Or otherwise, you can go for partial upfront. When I say partial upfront, here you will pay some amount upfront. You will pay some amount, maybe a partial amount upfront. Remaining amount you will pay charges per second basis. Charges per second will be very less. So you can go for partial upfront also under your reserved instance. So in that case, suppose if it is 1,000 rupees, and after getting the discount 300 rupees, what you need to pay? You need to pay 150 rupees partially. And remaining, you have to pay charges per second. How much you are utilizing based on that. It is also very less only. You can opt for partial upfront. But which one is best? Whether full upfront or partial upfront? Definitely full upfront. Because here you will get the highest discount. Then another paying option in your AWS under the reserved instance is the no upfront. You have done only a pre-booking, but you are not paying. None of the amount got paid. Then when compared to your full upfront and partial upfront, you will get the least discount only. But it is compared to on-demand pricing, you are getting some kind of discount. That's it. So these are the different, paying options. One is on-demand pricing and reserved instance. So reserved instance, minimum 1 to 3 years term, actually. You will get a more discount. Here again, we have a different type, right? So full upfront, partial upfront, and no upfront at all. Remember, when you should go for this reserved instance, already you know what kind of project that you are going to work on and what kind of commitment you have. And suppose if you have a long-term commitment and all, long-term workload or long-term commitment, then you guys can go for your reserved instance. It means that you can able to predict. Your workload. Any questions so far? What is on-demand pricing and reserved instance? Are we good? Are we good, guys? Okay, no problem. Next instance type, important instance type, which is nothing but it is an entry question. Spot instance. Another pricing option is spot instance pricing option. What is spot instance pricing option? How it works? Because even though in AWS we have a many services that is used by the millions of customers. There are millions of customers for AWS, right? All them are using the multiple resources, multiple services, multiple storage part, everything from the AWS cloud. Still, in AWS, we have some unused EC2 servers. Unused EC2 servers, still it is available, guys. Don't think like EC2 or AWS, it is always busy. No, not like that. Because AWS made a big infrastructure. There are multiple servers in different availability zone, right? So even though we have a millions of customers every day, AWS has some unused EC2 servers also. When I say unused EC2 server, right, that server still they have, still it is running. Still, they made a big infrastructure, right? Okay. So what AWS is doing? What AWS is doing? AWS is selling this unused EC2 servers or hosts. That's nothing but a spot instance. Okay. So we are AWS is selling the unused EC2 servers. So what is the benefit if you select a spot instance? If you opt for a spot instance, what's the benefit you will get? The benefit you will get, right? Suppose, consider like in AWS, maybe a spot instance, and it has some current cost. Consider like it's a current cost. It has some current cost. Say, consider 2 rupees. 2 rupees is the current cost. You guys can consider like 2 rupees is the current cost of your EC2 instance or spot instance. But this 2 rupees, right, that I'm saying, or 4 rupees, I'm saying, right, it is the 90% discount. After 90% discount, 90% discount, then you are on demand. Then you are on demand pricing. Remember, how much discount you will get it from the AWS when you select a spot instance? 90% discount. Why? Why we are getting the 90% discount? Okay. In case of reserved instance, 1 to 3 years, we have a long-term commitment. For that reason, AWS, what they are saying, I don't want to lose this customer. I can pay more. It means that I can give you more discount. But why for the spot instance, AWS is providing 90% discount? The reason because AWS has some unused resources, right? Even though AWS has millions of customers, still AWS has the big infrastructure, thereby they have the unused resources and all. So that resources AWS is selling. But the question is, if AWS is selling the unused resources, everyone will go for the unused resources, right? Everyone will go for the spot instance. Why should I go for reserve? Why should I go for on-demand? Here there is no long-term commitment also. Then on-demand people also, they can go for spot instance itself, right? There is a problem, guys, that time. See, it is not at all reliable. Not at all reliable. Why you are saying not at all reliable? I will tell you example. You will try to understand. So I will give you some example. Suppose consider like AWS spot instance has a current spot amount of $5. Current spot amount of $5. And suppose Dinesh, is the first customer. Dinesh is the first customer. He is ready to pay. He is ready to pay $5 to get this current spot instance. He is ready to pay. Now what will happen? This first customer will get the service, right? Yes, he will get the service. He can be able to get the servers, spot servers. He can able to get it. Now, there is a second customer. Take like second customer. Now, second customer, now he is ready to pay $10. The cost of the spot instance is only $5. But this guy is saying, right, I am ready to pay $10. Even though he's selling $10, both the customer, remember, both the customer will be charged only by $5. Remember. But why the second customer is paying a $10? Why the second customer is ready to pay $10? Both the customer will be charged only by $5. Why the second customer only paying $10? Even though he's paying $10, only $5 will be deducted. Why? Suppose consider like AWS is selling the unused resources. Is that correct? Yes. Now suppose someone is opting the on-demand pricing. That time what AWS will do, right? What AWS will do, they will, without informing you, you opt for spot instance. I opt for spot instance. Without informing us, they will get the server, they will delete the server from us, and they will allocate that server to another person, because on-demand pricing is more than 90%. They will get the payment, right? For that reason, they can delete our server also, and they will assign this server to some other people who is selecting reserved instance or on-demand pricing. So when I say what I'm saying, when demand increase, that time what AWS will do, AWS will increase the current spot instance. They will increase the current spot instance. Maybe they will make it as a $11. In that case, we both, first customer also will lose the EC2. Second customer also will lose the EC2. Suppose he made it as a $9 or $7. In that case, the first customer will lose the spot instance. Second customer will not lose the EC2 instance. When they will increase the money, when they will decrease the money, and when they delete our spot instance, we cannot make sure. It only knows AWS. It only knows AWS. Suppose you are working with some important project. You have done multiple changes over there. You have created one web application and you are currently working on that. Suddenly, your server got deleted. Like that, you are getting some notification. You are seeing some error in your page. What will happen? Definitely, you will get a pain, right? So that time, we cannot go ahead. Hey, AWS, why you remove? AWS simply they will say, right? Hey, you have selected the spot instance. What instance you have selected? You have selected the spot instance. It is the unused resources only we are selling. When we will get more demand, we will remove the servers from your side and we will add it to the other people. Like that, they will reply. Right? So that's the problem if you go with the spot instance. AWS is selling unused resources only. And it is not at all reliable. Not at all reliable. So when we need to go for spot instance, maybe immediately you have a question. When we should go for a spot instance. Spot instance. Even if you lost your instance, it is not going to affect you. In that case, you have to go for spot instance. Sometime you will do some kind of demo, right? Sometimes you can do some kind of a practice. That time you can go for spot instance. Suppose, let me tell you one small use case in order to understand your spot instance. Consider I have one, maybe consider like I have one application. This is a small maybe application, a web application. In this web application, maybe the customer, there are multiple customers, right? There are multiple customers. What they can do, they can upload their details actually. This is a web application. Suppose you are working with some company, like any company. That you are working with Uber, or maybe consider like you are working with some bank, HDFC Bank. And what HDFC is asking, hey, can you fill your information in order to create your account? Here you have to fill your basic information like name, like email address, mobile number, and your salary. And you have to upload your photo, and you have to upload your Aadhaar card, and you are uploading the PAN card. Everything you are updating. After updating this one, what will happen? Whatever the information that you are updating, right, that will be stored in a DB. Whatever the information that you are updating, right, that will be stored in a DB. This is the database. Consider like it is my Oracle database. Here your data will be saved. It's your backend, right? Here only you have a data, whatever the information. It is available in the form of table, right? Whenever you go for Oracle, your available data is available in the form of table. Here you have a multiple rows and columns where you have a data. Columns and cell, you have a data. So the first, see, the task number one is What is the first task? The task number one is customer can able to update their information, update their information in the app. Thereby it will be saved. It will be saved in DB database. This is the first task. And the task number two is after you got the database, in that you have all the data. What my client is asking, a task number two. I'm going to give some task number two. What is the task number two? You have to run some kind of analytical query. That should give monthly basis how many accounts got created. This is I need to do. So this is the two tasks assigned by my client. What client is saying, hey Dinesh, you can create one web application and you can have the database. That web application, the customer, they can fill their own information. That will be saved in the database. After that, every month, what you guys can do, you just run one spot instance and give me how many accounts that got created every month. So this is the task they have given. Guys, now tell me, with respect to your understanding, which task is more critical task? Task number one or task number two? I'm not talking about what kind of effort that I'm going to put. No. The task one is very important or task two is very important. What is your thought on that? Task number one is critical or task number two is critical? Can you tell me? In the chat box, can you confirm? Task number one or task number two? Which one is critical? Which one is very important? Task number two. Okay. Others? Yes, I'm expecting everyone should respond. Prashant also saying same. Others? Marshall also saying fine. Everyone, give your answer. Okay. See, guys, you are not correct, guys. You are not correct. So remember, suppose I am uploading my information to the portal. This information should be saved in DB, right? Suppose if one customer updating the information that is not saving the database, what will happen? Now, suppose the page is not working, what will happen? If without doing the task 1, can I able to do the task 2 first? Again, task 2 is a kind of a report, right? Even if I'm not running the analytical query, what will happen? Next month, I can run the analytical query. Or otherwise, after 2 days or 3 days, I can able to run the analytical query. But the customer facing portal is the critical one, right? It is the important one, right? Because the customer, they are updating some information. If it is not reflected in the database, what will happen? You are not able to run the analytical query. Again, analytical query, see, in Tamil Nadu, right? So we are seeing the Anna University examination result, right? That time, all those student information in Tamil Nadu that will be uploaded into the Anna University. Later, you will say, right, this date, you will see the result. Right? Suppose student information is wrongly captured into the examination portal, what will happen? Even if that's a problem, right? Yes or no? That's a problem. But suppose they are declaring, right, today we are going to release the result, but some reason they are not releasing the result. That's not a problem, right? Tomorrow also we can view the results. Hey, that's the basic, guys, right? So now tell me, are you able to understand? The task 1 is more critical when compared to task 2. Task 2, if you are not doing, that's not a problem. But task 1 is mandatory, actually. We have to give the high attention over there. Is that right or wrong? What are you saying? What is your thought on that? Can you confirm? Fine. Right. So then Spot instances. Now tell me. So for the task 1, which instance you will select? For task 2, which instance you will select? Can you tell me now? For task 1, which instance you will opt? For task 2, which instance you will opt? In AWS, we have a 3 instance set so far we have discussed. On demand, reserved instance, and Spot instance. Now tell me, for task 1, which instance type? And task 2, which pricing option you will go for? Guys, I'm expecting everyone should respond. Everyone should respond. Task 1 and task 2. Which instance type you will select? See, task 1, we can go for either on demand or we can go for reserved. Suppose if you have a short-term demand, you can go for on demand. If you have a long-term commitment, you will go for reserved instance. But for task 2, it is better to go for Spot instance. Even they are deleting your server, that's not a problem. You can once again get the Spot instance. You can pay the money by 90% discount and then you can work on, right? So because it's not a critical job, it is not a critical task. Right? This task, even if you fail, that's not a problem. That's not a problem. So Now you got the use case, right? Where the spot instance we can apply. Then what is the fourth instance type in your AWS cloud? Is there any other instance type? Yes. We have an instance type called dedicated host. Another instance type is dedicated host. Okay, so dedicated host means, see, in AWS we have a multiple servers, right? Multiple physical servers. Multiple physical servers. It is available inside the availability zone. Now suppose you are taking one server, right? Taking one server or taking one maybe a virtual machine. That time, do you think like that's a one virtual machine that you are getting? Not like that, guys. You may get a partial instances from the servers. The same server can be utilized by another persons also. Suppose if your server capacity is 100 GB and you are opting for 4 GB means only the partial server you are using. Other resources may be used by other people's also. But if you select the dedicated host, only one server which is going to use by you, no one will use it, guys. No one will use it. Like that, you can able to buy the server from the AWS also. Why I need to buy one dedicated server, a dedicated host, a one server, or the isolated server? Why should I buy? For better performance. Simply speaking, for better performance. What you are thinking like, yeah, I need a server which is a dedicated server. For what reason? For what reason? The reason is I don't want my resources or my server can use by another people also. But even though they cannot see your data and all, they don't know whether you are using or not. But what I'm thinking, right, here we have a millions of acres, right? They can maybe they can maybe hack like that. Maybe if you are thinking for that better isolation, or for security, you are thinking like there is a security violence. Not like that. In AWS, everything secured. If you go with a local data center and all, you are not doing that much security. You have to pay a lot of money. But if you go with AWS, they made a good infrastructure where you have a good security part, right? Even see, in Chennai or Hyderabad or Mumbai, when you buy an apartment, right? Nowadays, if you pay 80 lakhs or 1 crore or 1.5 crores like that, you are getting more security, right? When compared to you have an individual house, right? In the same way, in AWS, if you go for the dedicated host, you will get more security, more performance. But again, AWS has strong security policy. You don't need to worry about that. But the problem is it's more expensive. If you go with the dedicated host, you have to pay a lot of money. So this dedicated host is nothing but it will provide the physical server that are fully dedicated for your use, only for your use. A complete physical server that are fully dedicated to your use, and you can use your existing server bound software licenses and all. So where you can see the good performance, where you can see the good isolation, but it is more and more expensive. Suppose if you are working with one application, maybe kind of like Amazon or Flipkart or Google kind of thing, that time if you are thinking like any security problem will come, in that case, what you guys can do, you can buy one complete a physical server from the AWS. That's nothing but a dedicated host. Like that, in AWS, we have this many pricing options. On-demand pricing, reserved instance, spot instance, and dedicated host. On-demand means short time or unpredictable workload or doing some kind of testing. That time we will go for on-demand pricing. 1 to 3 years, if you have a commitment, you can go for reserved instance, you will get the 70% discount. Suppose if you want If you are working with some kinds of demo or practice, or you are working with some uncritical task and all, you will go for spot instance. Thereby you will get the 90% discount. But suppose if you are not concentrating on the money, you are concentrating on only work. You are concentrating on your workload. You are concentrating on your security. You are concentrating more performance. Then and all, you can buy out one physical server from the AWS, which is nothing but a dedicated host. So this is only for EC2. In addition to this pricing option, there are also additional charges for data transfer, volume, storage, load balancing. For other services, we may use with the EC2, right? For that, we have to pay the separate cost. So we have some AWS pricing calculator and all this that we can use it. Does any payable for AWS account holder within specified period? Is any payable for AWS account holder within payable period? AWS account holder. Are you talking about the free tier? I think you are talking about the free tier AWS piece. See. What benefit the free tier people they are getting? Let me show you. Whoever using them, free tier option, what kind of benefit you guys are getting? Let me tell you. See. You guys, if you are opting for pre-tier, in compute you are buying the EC2 server, right? You guys can use Amazon EC2. Per month you can use the 750 hours. How many hours you can use it? 750 hours. See. Calculate. Per month we have a 30 days, right? We have a 30 days into 24 hours. We have a 24 hours, which is equal to 720 hours. But here you can see 750 hours. Right? It is not possible, right? 720 hours only per month we have a 24 hours. Even if your instances is completely running, your EC2 instances is completely fully running. Every day it's running. But also it's a 720 hours, right? Then how it is 750? Suppose if you are using the 2 instance, number of instances you are created on AWS, which is 2, then this is like 2 instances, right? You have used 2 instances. Every day it is running means what? Every day it is running means 720 into 2, which is equal to 1440 hours you are using. Every day, every hour, every minute, if you run 2 instances, 1440, it is beyond your 750. Then you will charge the money, guys. You will charge the money. So make sure whenever you use the EC2 instance, you have to delete it. You just terminate. Are you clear? Yes or no? So that's the reason here they have given 750 hours per month of Linux. So per month of our one Linux. And you can go for T2 micro or T3 micro, depends on the region. If you go with the, I think Mumbai region, you can go for T2 micro. Other regions, I think it is supporting the T3 micro. Other instance type, we cannot use it. Suppose if you go with the Windows machine, again T2 micro or T3 micro, based on the things. Suppose if you go with the free tier eligible, you will get the storage, S3 storage of 5 GB. S3 storage of 5 GB. Suppose if you are using RDS service, you will get the 750 hours. Like that, for a database, you will get the 25 GB. Machine learning, 2 months. Compute, like that, you know, they have given whatever the free account that we are using, how much that we can use it. For that, they have given the clear idea over there. So as of now, we are dealing with only EC2, that we can use it 750 hours per month. But remember, guys, again, remember, it is for only one instance. Suppose if you are using the 2 or 3 instance, into 720, you can make it. Thereby, you may charge the money. That's the reason I'm saying, whenever you use the EC2, your work is completed, terminate that instance. That next second itself. Thereby, it will not bear you money. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? So the free tier people, they can use it for first 1 year. The next 1 year, no. You will charge the money. For that reason, what I'm saying, after 1 year, delete the account. Delete the account and you can create the new account. Delete the AWS account and create the another account with another email ID, another credit card information. Fine. That's it today. If you have any question, you can ask me. Otherwise, we'll see tomorrow. If you have any question, you can ask me. Otherwise, we'll see tomorrow. Only I've seen the pricing option. Yeah, Sharni, I will put it in WhatsApp today. I will put it in WhatsApp. Okay. Okay, guys. We'll see tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.